By the end of this video, you're gonna learn my favorite Tantra techniques to incorporate in your life this evening. Stay tuned until the end of the video because we will give you steps on how to get the Pleasure Practice e-guide even if you've never done Tantra before. Thank you for taking the time to stop by and getting into the routine of pleasure. Please hit subscribe and the bell so you can catch our new videos Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Amanda Pasciucco. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, a certified sex therapist, and I have been working with couples teaching them Tantra best practice techniques to actually use in their day-to-day life. So, come on in and I will show you some techniques. Let's jump into discovering pleasure. Step 1, breathe. This sounds easier than it actually is. The reason I say this is because I actually taught one of the clinicians that works for me at my staff how to breathe properly. So when you breathe in, you're gonna inhale, your stomach is going to go out. So inhale, stomach's out, exhale, stomach comes back in. So inhale, stomach out, exhale, stomach in. This is very important. Tantric breath work is the #1 thing that you need to be mindful of when you are practicing tantric sex. When you're practicing this, remember to continue breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. We want to get a cyclical type of breath going here. This is very important when it comes to Tantra. Next tip, sound. This is always a tough one. I didn't really recognize this one until I went to Hawaii Tantra Festival. However, when I was there, I realized the importance of toning, humming, singing, chanting, roaring, making different noises. We need to feel that vibration through us. It's really important. And if you think about it, we make sounds, we change our tone of voice when we talk to people like little kids and babies. So why don't we do that when we're with our partners or with those that we're interested in dating? Why do we repress or suppress our voice? I think often it's trained to be quiet, to fit in, to feel normal. However, when we're at a sexual encounter and we're practicing tantric sex, other than just being mindful of the in the nose, out the mouth with the breath work, also being mindful of the sounds that you're making. If you're keeping your voice down, why? Maybe notice, maybe there's a place where you can actually use your voice and encourage your partner to use their voice too. I believe that grunts, moans, and any sound, along with boundaries and requests, are allowed within the sexual experience. We don't want to be like, oh, I can't say anything during sex, it might ruin the mood. That is not something that we're gonna consider. We're gonna consider that we can bring up our requests and make the sounds that we want to, and have everyone in this experience with us consenting each moment of the experience. So I want you to comment below, do you get embarrassed at the thought of making noise with your partner in the bedroom? If you do, my favorite technique is getting a killer playlist in the bedroom so that it can go over and be that sound in the background. Make sure you check out the Sex Healer Spotify playlist. Tip 3, movement. Get ready to dance, be able to move your body and your hips left to right, left to right. Front and back is okay too, the thrusting motion, but we also want to be able to go left to right. We want to teach the body to start moving the hips, loosening the body. It's important to use play, use gesture, because just our words, just our breathing isn't enough. Sex is a big part of the physical experience, and if we're moving and we're comfortable in the somatic body, it's going to come up in sexuality too. If you're comfortable dancing, you're often comfortable in the bedroom. Not always true, but often true. And I'm wondering how you feel when it comes to just music coming on, and can you make a beat to it? Can you do that? Doesn't matter if you're drinking or the people that you're around. A lot of times when you're at a tantric festival, a big part is just moving. Contact improv, ecstatic dance. These are all practices to learn to move with the flow of others and learn to be playful. Be playful with your partner as a type of foreplay. Be playful with a date as a type of foreplay. Being playful with yourself. If you feel like dancing's too much, you're terrible at dancing, you don't want to go to a rave, you don't want to do anything with dance, I would suggest that you get a massage table and oil. Learn to get into the body by teaching each other how you like to be touched, the depth, the pressure. Massage oil is also an amazing choice. Tip 4, my favorite tip of all, the eye gaze. When I was in sex therapy school, a lot of times we would begin courses by just pairing up with someone and you would eye gaze. So left eye to left eye, and sometimes the instructors are speaking as you're looking at someone and sometimes they're not. And it's really interesting to look at someone, especially if it's a first date. Yes, I've done this on first dates, or if it's someone you've been partnered with for years. Even though you've seen someone maybe a million times, when you stop and eye gaze, you're looking at them in a different way. You're being witnessed, they're being witnessed, and you have a cycle between you. Eye gazing is something that I think is super exciting. I'm gonna make a whole video on it because other people have asked me, how do we do it? How do we do it? So, bringing you that video. Scroll down and you will see in the description below the link to get the Pleasure Practice e-guide so you can start this Tantra path. You can catch more of me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube at The Sex Healer. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Subscribe, like, and the bell. Leave us your comments and questions. I hope that you practice Tantra tonight. Have a great day.